After leaving the township of Walgett, we were heading north to Lightening Ridge. We were about to spend 2 days at a farm stay and also catch up with some old friends that we met on our last road trip just out of Alice Springs in the Northern Territory, Steve and Marg. They're waiting just up the road at the hospital at Lightening Ridge, and we're going to spend an evening together. No visit to Lightening Ridge is complete without stopping off to have a photo with the iconic emu just outside of the township. I reckon it's pretty cool because this is our first farm stay. There it is there. We just overtook the mark. We stayed at the Carinya Station Farm Stay, about 14 kilometres out of Lightening Ridge. It is a fantastic place to come and bring the kids. You get to enjoy the farm animals. Jacinda, one of the station owners, and her husband, they run the place. They give you a fantastic time, so I can highly recommend it. We had a fantastic night catching up with Steve and Marg. We're really grateful that they came out of their way to spend the night with us at Lightening Ridge, and hopefully we'll catch up with them again sometime soon down in their hometown of Bathurst. So I set our camera up so I could take some remote photos of us just sitting around the campfire, just a memory for the four of us to look back on, and I was actually recording, so I just kept it in. After we met Steve and Marg on the road in 2017, we met another couple, Bob and Helen. We travelled all around together for a while, the six of us, and we had a photo taken. So we did another photo this time of the four of us, but we're hoping that the next time we meet up, it'll be the six of us again, and we'll take another photo like we did in 2017. The following morning we said our farewells to Steve and Marg as they made their way back to Bathurst, and we went on a farm tour. When you're wandering around the farm, you get to see Lambert the wandering sheep. There's also Bloody Dave the lamb. You meet the chickens and the pigs and all sorts of other little creatures that's wandering around. Firstly, Jacinda tells us the history of their time on the farm. 2011.
So this place settled at the end of January, but we couldn't actually get in to move here until the end of April. So even then, where all that tar is coming out here from town, that was all still dirt, so that was a bit of fun, getting in and out for a while, I can tell you. We went straight into drought from there because the reason we did that was because we didn't get any follow-up rain. So after 3 years of floods, there was plenty of subsoil moisture, but when the floods that we get here are really slow moving, so by the time they get here, and they're all from Queensland, they're full of silt and mud and shit basically, so we need that follow-up rain to wash all that stuff off our pastures, and it just didn't happen, so it killed it off. So currently we run about 500 merino ewes. At our peak we had about 2,500-3,000, just under 3. We just reduced them, sold them off from the drought. Yeah. We also came here with about 150 Hereford and Santa Gertrudis cross cattle. They were the first to go through the drought. They just cost too much to feed. So we were really lucky. We managed to get some adjustment further east, and we sold them off just as the cattle market started to kick. So we made some good money out of it. We've also recently, in the last 2 years, gotten into feral goats, completely by accident. So friends of mine think it's quite funny to drop baby goats and baby lambs.
So there's a real market to get into goat farming now?
My word, goats are worth more than sheep.
What?
By a long shot. So at the moment, for example, breast weight sheep are worth about $7 a kilo. Goats worth $9 something.
All right.
Yeah, so we don't drench them, we don't backline them, we don't do nothing for the goats. They don't scissor them in, so it's 100% profit, which is nice.
Yeah.
And they're not pussy like sheep. So see those bald bum chooks in there? So they're my older chooks. So last year that they were the top of the pecking order. This year they are not. Okay, so that means this year, so see this one on the outside, this year's one, and she just does whatever she wants. She thinks she can do whatever she wants. So if I've got a weak one in there, or an old one that's not feeling too flash today, or got out of bed a bit late, those other chooks will pick on her, and that's why she's got a ball.
Give him a pat, Lucas.
Looking for a milk.
This is bloody Dave the lamb. He's a little cutie. Nice.
Because they're making lies of me, that's why.
There's one. Ah, look at him. You got it?
Well, there's three that come out of that one.
Oh, one got the...
Oh my God. Look at the size of it.
Alright, there's another hole over here. Oh, look. Here, look. So these are our pigs. They are solely for eating. This one doesn't have a name. We're pretty strict on that. Any of our farm animals that have a name, we don't eat. So
Oh, radio.
does not have a name. That one does not have a name. Then up here, who was on? See her in a minute when she looks at me. She doesn't have a name either.
So she's going to be eaten. Enjoy life because it's going to be short.
She's like 12 months old. We eat.
Hello. Look at the ball Lucas lined up. Look, Max. They're pretty cool, aren't they?
Oh, one's gone hard.
Yesterday I filled this drum up and I put in a... Good work. Hold up in a minute. Well, we better do pig feed first.
What's the size?
The boys had fun stamping all the eggs. Max was brilliant at it. Lucas, he's a little bit heavy-handed, but you get to buy the farm eggs fresh from the farm, which were absolutely delicious. Later on, Ben fixed the tyres on the bikes. They kept getting punctures because of the bindies, so they bought thicker tyres for all the bikes, and hopefully that solves the problem. So we were just hanging around camp in the afternoon. Of course, Ben, he has to do something. So this is what he got up to. What did you do? You brought the fuck out. So I have to admit, this was a lot of fun. The things that Ben gets up to, oh my God, you never quite know what he's going to do next. The cat didn't quite know what the Big Bang was, and we just pretended nothing happened. As you can see from Ben, he's quite proud of himself because he's got the biggest smile on his face. God, he's a big kid.
Hey, beauty! Catch it, Max! lady. Oh, nearly. Not in the sun.
So in the afternoon we all headed out for a look around Lightning Ridge. Peter and I have been here before, so last time we were here we did a mine tour. There was a festival going on and we got to see lots of opals. There was lots of street stuff happening, which was really great. So this time we just went for a bit of a wander around town, revisited a few of the places that we did last time, and then later on we went back to camp. Lunatic Hill open cut, the largest open cut open mine in New South Wales and one of the richest sources of precious black opal ever found. On the way back to camp, the sun started to set and the colours in the sky were absolutely amazing. That night there was going to be a solar eclipse on the moon, which we got to see. I did take a few photos, I've included one in the footage. But before it did get dark, we did go down to the Artesian Baths. So the Artesian Baths are an absolute must when visiting Lightning Ridge, although I must say if you're going to do it of a night time. That's when it's at its best because the pool is so hot, it's over 40 degrees. You get that cooler air and so you can get in and out of the pool. So check it out if you get to Lightning Ridge. So thank you Jacinda, Carinya Station Farm Stay. We had an absolutely fantastic time at your farm and thank you. Due to COVID breaking out in Victoria again, we had to apply for a border pass to get into Queensland, which we received before we entered that state. Our first stop was to the Hebel Hotel, a really fantastic, iconic country pub that is a must for anybody driving past. It was only 10 o'clock in the morning, but we decided to stop and have just one beer, but that turned into 3 before we made our way up the road again because it's just such a great pub. Comfy, Lucas? Comfiest chair you've had for a while. So the publican was telling us a story about a local copper from the 1970s who opened fire because people used to stir him about his gun. Here's the story.
We used to drink beer all the time, and
Everyone was giving him a hard time about his pistol. The little thing they used to shoot before the blocks. So this little guns. So he let the whole lot off through that wall there.
Wow.
They go right for it. Show you what the gun does. Full of rum. Yeah, some of the old blokes still live here, you'd still talk about it. There's 2 there, there's 1 there, there's 3 more behind, there's 2 more behind there. There were 5 shells of a revolver.
Wow.
He just let her off.
He let her go. He was sitting at the end of the bar, he just went bang, 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 bang. There you go. That's it, which years? Yeah, 1977, I believe it was. John Birch was telling me the other day.
So Peter had absolutely no idea that I got him to pose behind this sign called Bastard Corner. So our next stop was going to be the town of Thallon, where there are solos there. There was a great pub there that Peter and I stopped at last time. We didn't stop this time because we were heading to the Nindigully pub further on.
Exactly, yeah.
We arrived at the Nindigully pub fairly late in the afternoon. Found a spot to camp. You can free camp here as long as you patronise the hotel at some point.
Nindigully pub.
Which of course we did, and we stayed for dinner that night. And we had a great stay. Peter and I have stayed here before. We stopped by on our last road trip and had a fantastic time. You can buy this burger, it's $80 now, but it does feed 8 people. Whilst we were in Queensland, Peter and I really wanted to visit his daughter Tamara. So it was a Friday when we were at Nindigully, and we decided that we would make a 400-kilometre journey to a township called Oakey, just out of Toowoomba, where Tamara agreed to meet us for the weekend, and we got to spend a wonderful weekend together with her and her family, where we had a barbecue, we went out for dinner, and then we went and visited an army base. Oh, pot missed it as well. Oh, I thought I might have. Oh. We had a wonderful time with Tamara, Sharon, Amity and Elroy at the Oakey Caravan Park. On our last day together, we headed out to the Australian Flying Army Museum, where we had a great time looking around all the different exhibits that they had. Thank you.
That was the helmet that the pilot wore. Wow. Imagine wearing that. It's a helmet. That's a really good one. I was painting that big wall actually.
How cool is this?
It's amazing. Half of the things don't even run, but it's so cool. The button.
Did you find the red button? Yeah. You press it. At least if you heard that noise, you knew you were flying okay. Pretended to see the water.
See you in 2 weeks.
To go fiddly. Yeah, there should be a sign, do not touch. He's coming quick.
Cops coming.
Just leave it. Let's go now. Come on.
Yeah, that's where you pretend you didn't do anything.
You'll fall out the bloody door now.
Pull it. Now pull it towards you. Pull.
Come out so easy.
Well done, Tamara. After we had a great time wandering around the museum, it was time to say our goodbyes. And honestly, we were really sad to say goodbye to Tamara, Sharon and the kids. We hope that it's not 5 years again before we get to see you guys. Thanks for coming out and visiting us. We had a wonderful time. So we're now on the road to Roma, where we're going to catch back up with Ben, Dannielle and the kids. But that'll be next time in the next episode. Until then, thanks for watching this one. We'll catch you next time where we'll see bilbies and dinosaurs and God knows what else we'll get up to. We'll catch you then. Bye.